and that drained Cueto and Tillman. That's from an unnamed texter. From an unnamed texter, missing the front end of every single one-on-one, it made me cringe. How many times this happened?
Well, no more than 4. How's that?
Yeah, I mean,
they were 14 of 18 from the line.
But the front ends are so big. Because, I mean, inevitably, of course, front ends come late in halves because you have to have 7 fouls. My issue is Izzo didn't get these guys ready for Texas Tech's defense. He had a poor game plan and made no adjustments. That's on the coach. They were on such a high after beating Duke that it hurt them.
I don't know. They had the open looks, and again, they didn't knock down the shots. And my only criticism of what they did was I think that they went to what could have worked too late, and that is Nick Ward inside as opposed to Tillman inside. Nick Ward, he seems to get bashed a lot. Nick Ward's really good in the block. He knows how to, he's got some moves to get that shot to go down. Now, he may be not as good defensively. He doesn't have an outside shooting game, but that's the one part of his game that's really good. And the other one was Aaron Henry. But Aaron Henry got taken out because he had 2 quick fouls. But Aaron Henry, the offense running through him is a totally different look, and it gives him a much more athletic look.
Probably the biggest issue with relying on an inside game is that it's so hard to enter the ball against Texas Tech. And then when you get it in there, they got shot blockers. I think coming off the win over Duke and having a whole week kind of killed the momentum. I was worried about it all week, and it came to fruition. That's from an unnamed texter. From Castle, I'm not saying MSU lost because of the rest, but I feel like there were times where MSU was mugged with no whistle blown. Also, that foul on Cassius when MSU cut it to 3 late was a head-scratcher. Here's the thing. I said this about Texas Tech all tournament long. If it's a sensitive whistle, they may have problems. Once it's established it's not a sensitive whistle, then if they're going to ref a game a certain way, that they either Texas Tech has to adjust, or you're going to have to adjust. I mean, watched Texas Tech several times. If there's going to be a sensitive whistle, that could be an issue, but there wasn't. 248-539-9797. Let's go to Kevin in Macomb Township. Hi, Kevin.
Good morning, guys.
Hey.
Hi. Just what you said right there, Doug. My champ and chump. I'll give you that first. Kyle Guy is my champ for hitting those 3 free throws, but the refs are my chump. That was officiated like a schoolyard game, and you're 100% correct. They needed to adjust, and I think they were in shock that, hey, we've never been, in a game where the refs have swallowed their whistles. So I think that's what threw them off on everything. It affected the entire game.
So you're champing Kyle Guy for what happened in Virginia, but you're talking about the refs. You're talking about the refs.
I'm champing him for hitting 3 free throws.
Okay, but you're chumping the refs from the Michigan State game. For swallowing their whistles. That at the end of the game of the first game, boy, it took that for that official to call that foul at the end of the game. That's a different.
Boy, that took big ones to make that call, because normally they'll swallow their whistle there, but for them not to make those reaching calls, and I'm not a 100%. This is a house divided, so I'm not a 100% Michigan State fan because my daughter goes to Michigan. So, I don't have any bias, but they played a lot tighter because they could on Michigan State as far as the defense with all the reaches than they even did on Michigan.
Well,
they didn't,
to be fair, Michigan State is one of the most physically defensive teams there is. They're very physical defensively, and they can benefit from it as well.
I know, but come on, that was ridiculous. Those guys were getting mugged, and there was, they're looking around going, come on, make a call here. So, someone make a call. At that point, they needed to say, hey, we need to play like that. They're swallowing their whistles, so hey, start when you're trapped like that, swing those elbows around. See if they'll make the call on that. If you knock a guy's teeth out, well, you knock his teeth out. They'll stay away from you a little more.
Wow.
So,
Gator, did you think the refs cost him the game?
No. No, I thought it was pretty equally called on both teams. I mean, the one caller brought up the thing about the Cassius Winston towards the end there. I mean, maybe I could see that. I wasn't happy with that call, but I'm not going to say the referees cost them the game. Michigan State cost them the game. They didn't shoot well enough, and they didn't defend well enough.
Texas Tech had more fouls called on them than Michigan State. 248-539-9797. All right, time for our champ and chump nomination. My champ of the weekend is the Red Wings. They lose 7-1, left no doubt, on Saturday night in a must-lose game to get the 4th spot in the draft lottery.
Well, at least have the
4th spot in the for the lottery. Yes, the 4th spot for the draft lottery. Red Wings. That's a game you need to lose, and they did. I'll give them credit for that.
My champ's going to be Texas Tech coach Chris Beard. Obviously studied Tom Izzo and the Spartans relentlessly, created this amazing defense in Lubbock. Red Raiders have intimidated everyone on their way to the NCAA championship game, and clearly they deserve to be there. They punched out Michigan, Gonzaga, and Michigan State, respectively. Stifling defense, clutch shooting, and it's going to make them really, really dangerous for Virginia tonight.
Let's get to our chump nominations.
Man, you a chump.
I think the Pistons are turning this into the worst-case scenario, Gator. They are, first of all, one of their best players is hurt. Secondly, they look like they're going to make the playoffs as a best of 8 seed. And, you know, I was all for going for it. I'm like, all right, I'm going to embrace it. If they're going to try and make those playoffs and they're not going to move guys at the trade deadline, then damn it, let's embrace it and see them, you know, get themselves in a position where they might be able to win a couple games. Now that looks like they're going to make it, and they're going to make it as, if they make it as an 8 seed, which means they're just going to be first-round fodder. And
if they make it, Blake Griffin's going to be hurt throughout, and he's not going to be what he could be. So it's
this late season brutal. Slide is turning this into the worst-case scenario.
It looks like the worst-case scenario, and it's ugly. My chump is Chris Archer. He's the Pirates pitcher, known for getting excited a bit. He's got the demonstrative antics on the mound after striking guys out, and very fiery. He decided to throw behind Reds hitter Derek Dietrich because Dietrich had admired a big home run that he had in his previous at-bat. His touched off a benches clearing affair led to Yasiel Puig becoming a hero in Cincinnati for his fervor in trying to get at Archer and anybody else wearing the yellow and black. It's kind of funny to watch it unfold there. But, you know, we talked about it last week with the Major League Baseball wanting to celebrate, let the kids play and stuff. And we said, well, how long is it going to be before something like this happens? Well, it wasn't long. You get epic bat flips from Bryce Harper. You get Dietrich, who's just sitting there and looking at this mammoth home run he hits. And, well, what a surprise. Pitcher doesn't like it and then throws behind the batter to send his message. And that's just crap.
I feel like there's a complete disconnect between what the league wants and how the players are going to. It's up to the players. Let the kids play. It's marketing for the fans, but really the message is to the players. If somebody's going to pose and watch a home run or flip a bat, let them. Let them. It's not an unforgivable sin. It's not, punitive by death. It's that the players are the ones that it matters for. And they don't care if the league's marketing strategy is let the kids play, apparently.
It would bother me a lot more if Archer had hit Dietrich as opposed to just throwing behind him. Throwing behind him, and you're not putting him in peril. You're sending a message, okay? That was a little over the top what you did. But guys are going to hit guys. And that's where you got to draw the lines. We can't have that, okay? We're going to celebrate what happens here. And you as a pitcher, you want to get all jiggy with it for striking somebody out, go ahead and do it. Not going to say you can't do it, but if you're going to do that, understand that someone's going to hit a long ball against you. They're going to have the epic bat flip. They're going to do the 3 crow hops going down to first base. They may walk around the bases backwards like Jimmy Pearsall did back in the day. But you can't get upset about it. If you're going to get upset about it, then use it to strike the guy out next time. Or use it to get a base hit off the guy next time. Don't do something dumb like charge the mound or throw at a guy.
248-539-9797. Let's go to Jim and Fraser. You're next. Hi, Jim.
Hey, how you guys doing?
What's up?
Yeah, I'm a little confused right here about Nick Ward. I'm reading in the paper that he's interested in possibly doing what he did last year, possibly going to the NBA or wanting to go to the NBA. I can't say. And I'm looking in some of the mock drafts, and he's not even the top first round or second round. I'm wondering what's going on in this kid's head. He's not an NBA material. why would he even? I mean, even paper said he'd come back next year. He's going to be a role player, like come off the bench. That's what they said in the paper. And I'm thinking to myself, why would this kid even think about going pro unless he's not doing well in school?
I'll try to help you out with it, Jim. I'll try to help you out. It's not just the NBA. It's maybe just turning pro and playing professionally somewhere. It doesn't have to be the NBA. I don't think he's going to be somebody who's going to star in the NBA. But if you're Nick Ward and you see that you've got a lot of depth on the team right now and guys that are coming back that are probably going to eat into your playing time, I mean, they're playing a lot of younger players here, and they've got more younger players coming down the pipeline. It may be just if he's just looking into it, and nothing to say he may come back. He may play for his senior year. I hope he comes back and plays for his senior year because I think he's a pretty good college basketball player, and I think he makes Michigan State better. But it's his decision to make, and it's not always about playing in the NBA. It could be about playing in Europe or somewhere else.
Okay, I was just curious about it because they have a nice lineup coming. If he comes back, they have a really nice group coming back next year. I mean, pretty much everybody coming back. So I figure why not come back and enjoy his senior year and possibly winning a championship. So. I don't know. That's just.
I'll give you a theory why he or anybody else might. Things have changed a lot as to why guys declare. I'll get to that theory at 10:47. Plus more of your open line calls. Champ and Chump votes. 97-1 the ticket.